Hi, my name is Jarno and I'm your event tutor. My YouTube channel is all about teaching you how to plan and organize an event or festival. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or leave a comment below. But first, enjoy this video.
Hi, my name is Britt Robbins. I am a social media manager and coach for a small business. One of my largest clients is Shambhala Music Festival in Salmo, British Columbia, and I've been working with them on their social media since 2008.
Can you explain the festival?
Yeah, so Shambhala Music Festival is an electronic music festival. We are in South Interior British Columbia, so we're just 2 hours north of Spokane, Washington. And it is on a 500-acre family-owned farm, which is a cattle ranch. It is an active cattle ranch. Cows live on it for most of the year. And during the festival, they get penned away. But it is very much a working farm. And so we have 6 different stages at Shambhala. And it represents many different genres of electronic music. And it's very much an experiential festival. We have a lot of different art installations, and there's a river running through the property. It's this beautiful forest like haven, and there's just music 24 hours a day. It's really quite unlike many other festivals I've ever been to. I've been going to this particular festival for 13 years now. We do a lot of things where we try to source local products. We have a 1 Mile burger that is made from cows that were raised on the Shambhala property. We do lots of like little quirky things like that really kind of like emphasize the farm vibe. And it's a really wonderful community. It's a very active community, and they bring Shambhala with them 365 days a year. It's really quite an amazing thing.
How do you use social media at your event?
There's a couple different ways we use social media. We use social media throughout the year to keep our audience engaged, keep the festival at front of mind, share images with them from the festival to keep them excited about the event. And then on the grounds, we also do things like live tweeting, live photo updates. We have a photography team of about 10 different people. And so they deliver us 5 of their best shots every day, and we're pushing those out live during the festival, which actually we did see. We only do day passes on the Sunday, the last day of our festival, and we did actually see a fairly dramatic increase in our attendance on the Sunday because we were creating a little bit of a FOMO effect. For those of you who don't know what FOMO is, that's fear of missing out.
Can you say something about the social media strategy?
Yeah, so Shambhala's social media strategy is it's a component of our overall marketing strategy, and it's really just about meeting people where they're at in the digital space and communicating with them one-on-one, and creating those relationships and connections that make the people feel like the festival cares about them and wanting them to come back.
What can a small festival do to implement a new social media plan?
It's really all about getting out there and engaging with your audience. And I know that seems really daunting when you're just growing your audience. Maybe you just started a Facebook page and you only have a few hundred likes or something like that. But what you want to do is find your fans who are very avid supporters of your brand and ask them for their help in promoting you and getting more people engaged with your brand. So what you want to do is get those people who are really, really excited about your event to tell other people. You want to create that word of mouth effect in the digital space. And just take note of who in your current network is already really excited about your brand and talking about your event, and start engaging with them one-on-one. People really love when a representative of the festival takes the time to reach out to them and talk to them. And you're going to create really deep relationships with people who love your event that way, and they're going to want to spread the word just naturally.
Can you give an example of how Shambhala did it or does it?
I can actually. So we've done a few giveaways, ticket giveaways through our Facebook page, and there was one person who won a ticket. I believe this was 2 years ago, and I'm fairly well known within the Shambhala community because I do respond to a lot of people's questions and posts as myself personally, rather than behind the mask of the festival. So a lot of the time when you're posting on Facebook, you're obviously going to be posting as your festival, but it's very nice for people to be able to put a human face to your brand as well. So when this individual won a ticket a couple years ago, it was actually a couple towns away, and I was going on a trip there to visit my grandparents already. So I actually hand delivered a ticket that someone had won. So basically taking the social media experience and putting it into the real world, and things like that we've done have been very successful. Taking the time to come off of social media and have that one-to-one human connection is very effective.
So how do you engage with your audience throughout the year? So your festival takes place once a year, one weekend. The rest of the 51 weeks, how do you engage with them?
We do a lot of content creation of our own, of course, because we are a music festival. We have this really great opportunity to release music from the festival. A lot of the stage directors record the DJ sets throughout the week of our festival, and they'll give us the recordings of that, and we release those on our SoundCloud. We do interviews with artists. We put up we have a huge photo library, so we make sure that we put out a photo every day, just to keep the festival on people's minds. And everyone loves finding a picture where they're in it. So we do share a lot of pictures of the crowd or people in groups with their friends with their fancy costumes on. And it's just it's a really feel-good thing that makes people feel like they're part of a community.
What makes a good social media manager?
Not to put me on the spot or anything. Basically, someone who really cares about your audience. I actually personally came from being a ticket holder. So I actually come from both sides of it. Before we started our social media accounts, I did a lot of production work with the festival, so I understand a lot of things from the production side and maybe the limitations of certain logistics and things like that we have to deal with as festival producers. But I also understand the audience experience, which is a really neat perspective, I think, to come at it from, because I remember being that ticket holder and being so excited to get in there on the first day. So I do have a connection, a very real connection to the audience experience, and can connect with them on that level.
So community outreach, what is it? Can you explain what it is and how you go about it? Where do you start when you talk about community outreach?
So with Shambhala, a lot of our community outreach is in the form of donations, cash donations. We also have a couple different ways that we participate in the community. Sometimes we'll offer our gear and services to certain community events. For example, we always we donate our sound gear and our time for the Remembrance Day ceremony in Nelson every year, and the Nelson Food Cupboard, and there's the Nelson Food Cupboard and a couple other local soup kitchens and food banks. That's the word I want. And food banks that we donate. Any food that's left over after the festival from the vendors, anything that's still in the refrigeration truck, we take anything that's usable for them and bring it down to them at their buildings there. And then we also have a food donation collection bin on the way out for people to leave their non-perishables with us to donate to those local charities.
And is community outreach, is that a form of a marketing tool, or how should I look at community outreach?
For us, it very much was a form of a marketing tool. coming from a festival that is an electronic music festival, and the perception of electronic music and EDM and the whole culture around that, even just a few years ago, was not necessarily a positive one. And so we had to do a lot of work on our image within the community. And one of the ways that we approached that was offering our money and services and time and getting out into the community and meeting people and, just kind of putting a face to this big scary rave that there was the perception at one time that it was. So really getting out there in the community and showing people who we are was hugely beneficial for us as a festival, and has done a lot of, it's done a lot of good in our community, and it's built a lot of really great relationships with people within the community as well.
What makes a good event manager or a good event organizer? What are the key characteristics that every person that works at an event or promotes an event should have?
High tolerance for stress. Well, yes. I guess one of the biggest things is the ability to make decisions very quickly and make the best decision out of your available options as well, because as we all know, in events things can change very rapidly, and you might have plan A, B, and C and suddenly find yourself needing plan D. So, and also an ability to go with the flow is a very, very important skill. I've seen people buckle under the pressure and not be able to continue on after their plans go sideways. And then also in that vein, also being able to remain calm when things are quite stressful, and still treat your team with respect and compassion when they're having a hard day. As we all know, we can have people in our team have some emotional breakdowns, and just being able to handle that with grace is a really important thing, in my opinion. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for this interview.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for interviewing me.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Jarno, your event tutor. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and do check out my other videos. See you next time.